Hello everyone and welcome to another Telescript tutorial video. Today we will be talking about remote updates in Telescript AV. We have a lot of customers that are looking to integrate a couple of laptops and have one laptop be the show computer that's doing the scroll, and then have other computers that are editing scripts that then can be loaded quickly and easily into the show computer. So we're going to talk about how to do that today, and let's get started. So first, let's talk quickly about setting up shared folders in Windows. Now, depending on if you've done this before, your computer may not be set up to share folders amongst computers on a network. So one of the first things you're going to need to do is down in the search bar, you're going to type in turn Windows functions on or off. And once you open that setting, you're going to come to a window, and it's going to list a bunch of features that Windows comes with that either are installed or not installed. The ones that you're focused on are the three down here. These are the ones you need to make sure that you have checked off. Once you check them off and you apply them, Windows will go ahead and install those features, and then you can move on to the next step. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do, also in the search bar, you want to type services. And what you're looking for is the services system settings that you can open up. And that's what it would look like. So you click services. Then another window is going to open up. And it's going to have a bunch of features that Windows has that are either running or not running. Now, I'm not going to go through every single setting here. I will post in the description below some information that you can find online about folder sharing and what these settings should be. So I'm not going to dig too deep in here, but just know that you will have to dig into this to be able to open up some of the Windows functions that's going to be required to access shared folders across computers. And one note also, this probably is going to need to be done on all of the computers that you're going to be using in this setup. So again, this may take a little time, but once you've got it set, you can set it and walk away. So the next set of settings that you're going to have to play around with are the advanced sharing settings. So if you go down to the search bar and you type advanced sharing or just sharing, you'll get a manage advanced sharing settings option. So if you select that, the window will open up, and you can now go through activating all of the network discovery options that you have in here. So you've got some private networks and your public networks. What we like to do is go in and just turn all of them on. So we want to turn on network discovery within all of these drop downs. You want to also make sure that turn on file and printer sharing are also turned on in all of these drop downs. And in the all networks drop down, what you're going to notice all the way at the bottom is there's going to be a password protected sharing setting. We like to just turn it off just because it makes it easier that you don't have to put a password in when you want to access the folder. But if you insist on leaving it on, you can. Just know that when you access the computer and the folder through the network section of the Windows Explorer, it's going to ask you for a user ID and a password for that computer. So now that you've got your computers set up to be able to actually see each other, we're going to set up a shared folder. So on the computer that you're going to be using for the show computer where you're going to scroll from, you're going to right click on the desktop and you're going to create a new folder. So we're going to name this folder AV Test. Then once you've got that, you're going to go to its properties. You're going to click the sharing tab, and then you're going to click share. And then here you're going to hit the drop down. You're going to select everyone. And then you're going to click add. And then once you've added it, just change the permission level to read and write. And then click share. Next, you're going to go to advanced sharing. You're going to click share this folder. Then you're going to go to the bottom and click permissions again. And then you're going to hit allow for full control and change. Click apply and click OK. Then apply the settings again and click OK. Now your folder is shared where other computers can actually see and access the contents of this folder. So now that we've got the shared folder on the show computer setup, we're going to go to the edit computer now. We're going to take a look to make sure that we can see that edit computer and make sure we also can see the shared folder. Now, most of the time you'll be able to find that computer in the network section of your Windows Explorer. And if you click on it and you get this message, that is not, that's something that you might see because some of these window sharing settings can get a little deep. If that's what happens, that's okay. You can always, what they call map the folder. And in order to do that, here's what we're going to do. So in Windows Explorer, you're going to find the This PC section on the left-hand column, and you're going to click the three dots at the top, and you're going to click Map and Network Drive. Now in here is where you're going to type the location of the folder, and the format is // the name of the computer, / and then the name of the folder. Now once you've got that in there, you're going to click Browse. And the computer is may take a minute to find it, but eventually when it does find it, you'll see this window. Now once it's located the folder, just click OK. Up here, you can actually select the drive letter that you'd like. It doesn't really matter. You can just select any available one and then just click Finish. And then you'll see it'll bring you to the folder, and you'll see the files that exist in that folder. And in order to be able to just make it easy for you to have access to it, what you can do is you can just drag the map drive icon onto your desktop so you can easily have access to it at any time. And one note, if you do click on the show computers icon and you do not get that message, what you will see is the icon for the shared folder. So all you'll need to do is just drag that shared folder icon onto your desktop, and you'll be able to have easy access to that folder and all of its contents. Okay, so now that we have both computers looking at the same shared folder, as you can see, we've got 3 scripts inside this folder, and these are the scripts that we're going to work with. So on the computer over here, we are going to be using this computer to be the scrolling computer. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up Telescript AV. And we're going to quickly talk about how you want to preset your defaults within AV in order to make this work the most in the most efficient way. So we are now we are working with a run list. And what we're going to do is first, we're going to go up here. We're going to show you some tools and preferences that we need to make sure that we have set. In the Script 1 tab, you want to have Save if Changed and Confirm Overwrite checked off. You want to have your default script path to be the shared folder that you've created that you're sharing with the other computer. In the Script 2 tab, you want to make sure that all of your defaults are turned off. Because if you have, let's just say, different point sizes and different typefaces that are automatically applied to scripts as they open, any changes that are made on the other computer when it comes to colors or typeface and point size, they'll all be overwritten when they load in here because you're going to be applying defaults. So you do not want to apply defaults. You want to be able to load the script as it is saved from the other computer. So other than those two, that's pretty much all you need to be concerned with as far as your default settings go. And now let's go ahead and let's open some scripts for the run list. So I'm going to open the scripts. I'm going to go to okay, I'm going to select all of them. Okay, and here we have all scripts in the run list. What all these are, they're actually pointers to the files that exist in the folder that you opened up the scripts from. So for instance, right now I've got this script open, and that's currently the one that I can work in. If I want to move to another script, what's happening is once I select it, it's closing the first script I had open and opening the next script that I'm selecting. So you will never have more than one script open at a time within Telescript AV. And that's important to understand, because when you get to the computer that you're going to be doing the editing from, the script that the scrolling computer has open cannot be edited and have live updates sent to the scrolling computer while the scrolling computer has that particular file open. So let me demonstrate that here. So let's open up AV on the editing computer. And the same defaults apply here. You want to have your default script folder to be the shared folder, and then you want to have those defaults set exactly the same as the other one, particularly the defaults. You need to have them turned off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up a script in that run list. Let's open up this one here. Okay, and here we have it. So now, if you look on the other computer, we currently do not have that script open. So, but if we do, okay, you can see that it's identical to what we see on the other computer. But if we navigate away from it, and then on the editing computer, we decide we're going to make a change. Let's say we're going to delete this first paragraph, and we're going to change the colors here to something else. Let's say we're going to change it to yellow. And let's just think, all right, we're gonna change the font on this first. Okay, and now we go click save. Okay, now if we navigate back to the other computer and open up that file, you'll see now those changes that we made on the other computer exist. So now while the show computer is working on that script, the editing computer can now go ahead and it can open up another file. So let's open up PO. Okay, and let's make some changes here. Let's change the font to be larger. Now once you've found a font size that you like, go ahead and save it. And now the show computer can go back to its run list, can open up the PO file, and now you can see the larger font now has carried over. So let's also take a look at what would happen if I had Wells open. And I made a change, and I opened and made a change to Wells on the edit computer. So if I wanted to delete this, and then I save it, as you can see, the change did not come through on the show computer. That's because when the show computer loaded this script, it loaded the script as it was at that time. Now that the editing computer has made a change, the show computer will not see that change until you navigate out of the file and then back to the file. So that's not a live update to the script that the scroll computer currently has open. So you could be in full scroll mode during a show, and if changes are coming into that script from the editing computer, you will not get those changes unless you navigate out of that script and then back into it. So the idea of this whole setup is to be able to have talent on stage or at a podium reading their remarks, and if you've got other people that are coming up after that talent is finished, the other operator can work with all of those new speakers without having to disrupt what's going on the scroll computer. And once the scroll computer gets to those scripts, they will be the most updated script as long as the operator on the edit computer is diligent about making sure that everything gets saved before the scroll computer opens up the script. So a few parting notes on this whole setup. So the first thing to remember is that the edit computer cannot make changes to the file that the scroll computer has open. It can make a change, however, that would mean that the scroll computer would not be able to see that change until it closes the file and then reopens the file. Second, all scripts being used in the run list should be collected in the same shared folder. This is for organizational purposes, so any script that you're using in a show is all collected in the same folder. So for the third note, this setup can be used with Dropbox to make script updates from a remote computer. So if you've got Dropbox set up on every computer that's connected to whatever shared folder you have in your Dropbox, as long as Dropbox is set up properly, you will be able to make changes to these scripts remotely over the internet and be able to access them at the show computer. If you need more information about how to set this up, you can just give us a call and we'll fill you in on the details on how we were able to do it. And note number 4, you can make changes to the currently open script on the scrolling computer. As long as once the edits are made, it gets saved, you will be able to make these changes. You just have to make sure that on the edit computer that you do have that script closed in order to be able to get the changes that the scrolling computer has made. Basically, the rule of thumb is whichever script one computer has open, that same script should be closed on the other, just to make sure there is no conflict between versions. And the final note, you can have as many edit computers you want set up in this configuration. However, the more computers you have, the more diligent you have to be to make sure that whatever file is open on one computer is not open on any of the other computers, just to make sure that computers don't overwrite changes that were made on one over another. And I hope all that made sense. I know it's a little bit much, but it is a helpful thing to know about how AV works as far as updates like this go. So if you have any questions, please shoot us an email, info@telescript.com, or you can give us a call, 201-767-6733. Thanks a lot.